4 miles southwest of Leeds, the White Rose Shopping Centre sits comfortably on a 76-acre site, home to over 100 retail outlets. 3 months after opening, with the trees in bloom, it already looks well established. For many customers too, the centre has already become an established part of their regular shopping. For them, the tenants, and for the developers, Land Securities in association with Evans of Leeds and Yorkshire Water Estates, the project has been an undoubted story of success.
If one considers the view you would have had of the site back in the early 80s with derelict buildings, poor agricultural land with all sorts of operational equipment, standing in front of the result we have today is a phenomenal success, both in terms of the buildings that have been constructed, the architectural design, but I think more importantly the actual landscaping works. And all credit is due to Land Securities and to the rest of the team who were heavily involved in the design of the overall concept.
Formerly the site of open cast mining and then a sewage works, various proposals were submitted to refurbish the derelict and contaminated land, including plans for offices and industrial development.
A competition was started, and the developers, Evans of Leeds PLC, convinced Yorkshire Water at the time that their ideas of the most appropriate use for the site were the ones that we should sign up to.
I think we were chosen because we're a local developer with a proven track record, with over 50 years experience in development in Leeds. That's probably why Yorkshire Water selected us. They had faith in us, and we took the scheme forward from there. The Leeds City Council were not keen to see out-of-town retail development in competition perhaps with the city centre. There were local objectors from Morley and the Beeston area, but there were plenty of people in favour of the scheme. We put together a development team, put forward a planning application, and then at that time it was called in by the Secretary of State because there were two competing schemes, one in North Leeds on the University Playing Field site, one to the west of Leeds near Bradford. 3 schemes were called in by the Secretary of State, and we were successful in 1989 on a public inquiry, and this scheme here, this site was chosen as the preferred site for retail development. But we hit the recession in 1990. That's really when the problem started. The start of the recession, the people we were talking to about taking the anchor units, the department store at one end of the scheme and the supermarket at the other end of the scheme, they wanted to talk to us but would not commit themselves. So we were under a time constraint, but we were successful in finding the anchor tenants we needed to make the scheme viable. We were successful in putting in our detailed planning applications, and that all came together in about 1994 when we pressed the button and were ready to start development.
But before any construction work could begin, disused mine shafts at the site had to be sealed and all the contaminated soil removed. In July 1995, Amex building contract began. And by the September of that year, the first steelwork was visible. The amazingly tight 87-week period to completion was well underway. The centre was designed by the Building Design Partnership, who were also responsible for the extensive landscaping, an aspect of the White Rose Centre which makes it distinctively different to any other comparable centre in Britain. Their basic concept was to incorporate as much natural light as possible, both into the shopping malls and the vast central atrium. A main design feature of the atrium is a steel structure high in the roof, nicknamed the gondola. 53 metres long and weighing 85 tonnes, and needing precise teamwork and planning to place it in position. During the construction program, AMEC used some 86 subcontractors, and at times there were as many as 1,200 vehicles on site. All the stone used in the construction came from local quarries, and all the 1.3 million bricks were made by local brickmakers. Inside the centre, emphasis was placed on using quality natural materials and finishes, such as the Italian marble bench seats. As the 650,000 square foot centre nears completion, and on time, the local publicity campaign swings into action.
What's this all about? White Rose Shopping Centre. I'd love to go there.
Finally, the big day arrives. Tuesday, March the 25th, 1997. Soon, the waiting public will be the real judges as to the success of the centre.
White Rose Shopping Centre, now well and truly open.
We'll be here all the time because we're usually we're either at Meadowhall or at Riding Centre, so we'll be here now. It's closer to home. I think we've been to Car 3 times to put all the shopping away, so we don't have to carry things. We've got no end of balloons and things from different shops. So it's been very nice. Yeah, we've had a lovely day.
Fantastic. There's everything here for kids as well to play with. So they're not
Lovely
bored
cars
shopping.
for them to go. They can go around shops with the car, which is lovely.
The family is what it's all been about today, and I couldn't have wished for a better start.
Really what is unique about it, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, is when we open, everybody's trading. It's finished. They're not boarded, nothing boarded up or nothing to come and fit out. It's all there.
It's been done to a very, very good value for money budget. I mean, you know, the scheme's got to be viable for the team, the developer and the retailers, and that means you've got to look hard at the costs. But equally, you've got to think that the shoppers and what the aspirations of the shoppers are and their comfort, their safety, all those things come into effect. Otherwise, the shoppers will go somewhere else. So it's environment, really.
In the malls, the 28 weeping fig trees were specially cultivated in Florida and Germany and echo the strong emphasis placed on the exterior landscaping. In all, a £2.5 million programme, including nearly 6,000 trees and shrubs, and 2 lakes.
This is our first major shopping centre in an out-of-town location, but we do have out-of-town experience, yes. And of course we do have a lot of experience in shopping centre development across the UK. You can see the thing now up and running. That is all our management that is operating that function. But we still have our partnership with Evans in terms of the income share. And all the retailers were open on day one, so it was a very good letting campaign and very popular, lots of demand from retailers, and they're trading well.
Weather-wise this afternoon, warm and sunny and the light variable winds, a high of 24 Celsius, and the pollen count is high. Oh dear. This evening and tonight, clear periods and muggy.
By day, natural daylight is the key to the open, elegant look of the centre. But as the sun sets, then the significance of the unique gondola becomes increasingly apparent. An ever-changing light show, particularly for those in the 600-seat food court. Already, the White Rose Centre is attracting shoppers from a wide catchment area. The retailers are happy, and so are the customers. Proof indeed that this £64 million development is a true story of success.